When it comes to success in our professional and personal lives, we might be thinking about it all wrong. It doesn't have to mean burnout. It doesn't have to mean sleep deprivation. We don't have to drive ourselves into a ground. That stuff, it's a work pattern that we know just doesn't really work. So how do we begin to fix it? Well, all day today, Ariana Huffington and MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski are hosting a conference called The Third Metric, Redefining Success Beyond Money and Power. It's bringing together women and a few good men to discuss how we can chart a new course to a new, more humane, more sustainable definition of success. Joining us now to discuss this is Valerie Jarrett. She's a senior White House advisor, and she's chair of the White House Council on Women and Girls, and she joins us from the Third Metric Conference. A new Pew Research poll on women and work says that American women are increasingly becoming breadwinners for their families. What do you say to a woman out there who needs to make more money at work? How do you actually get it? You know, if you were her, what would you say to the boss?
Well, first of all, you have to work hard and earn it. And once you've worked hard and earned it, don't be afraid to ask. I remember the first time I asked for a promotion, I was uncomfortable, I was anxious, and I had a woman mentor who was my client who actually encouraged me to do it. And she said, just go in there, you've earned it, you've more than earned it, and ask for what you want. And I went in and I made the case, and I told my boss all the reasons why I thought I was deserving of a promotion, and then I held my breath. And you know what he said? He said, okay. He said, okay, fine.
Oh, wow.
And then I said, I think I should have a great office up in the front and in your suite of offices. And he said, well, there are other people ahead of you in line. And then I just moved in that front suite of offices. And he said, well, okay. And I'm not saying that it's always that simple. It's rarely that simple. But I do know that oftentimes, particularly women, hesitate about asking for what they've earned. And you should know your own worth and do not be afraid to ask. And it's not an insult because somebody doesn't recognize it. Bosses are busy and you have to make your case. And if the worst thing that's going to happen is they'll say no. And then go back, work harder, and the next opportunity, ask for it again.
Is there anything else that can be done besides hard work? Because obviously, as you said, there are many women who work just as hard as men. Some work harder than men. Who still don't get that extra acknowledgement from their boss, who still don't get the extra push on the job market or in the workforce. Is there anything else they can do in addition to working hard and obviously deserving it?
Well, if you have the flexibility, I always say look for an environment where you're going to be able to thrive. And when you're in a job interview, you should remember it's a two-way street. Yes, you're trying to make the best case for why you should be hired, but they need to make a case for why this is an environment where you're going to do well. And in this current environment, we've been through a really tough time and people don't necessarily have the flexibility that they would want to have. But look for other opportunities. If you're feeling like you're hitting up against a wall wherever you're working, then explore alternatives. Build relationships with people both in the office and outside of the office, and they're more likely to think about you if they feel an investment in you. I often say that sometimes young women will come up to me and they'll say, will you be my mentor? A mentorship is a relationship, and it's earned over time. Just as you earn a promotion, you earn that somebody else is going to invest in you. Because if I recommend somebody for a job, that's my reputation on the line too. And so I think we should take time to cultivate relationships, make sure that people are investing in our success, and opportunities will then avail themselves.